Okay, Mark, first championship game of the season, 3 points on the board. Tough game, great entertaining game for massive parts of it. Did you enjoy it?
No, honestly, I can't say I did enjoy it. There was parts that I enjoyed the goals we scored because I don't think we scored enough set pieces and we worked on it. So that's the pleasing side. Um, and there's a lot to enjoy about it probably when I reflect on it. We had to change the team up again. We've not got a natural width. We few wee niggles and injuries with Zanata and Wall, so we've had to go with a solid three in there, which you lose Joe at the base, who's been brilliant on the ball, creates a lot of stuff and gets us moving with the ball quick. So on the other hand, you have to put Mikey Miller in there, who was dogged, won a lot of balls, got the ball and played it, scored the goals, and it
Two
gave us a bit
goals
more
from
height.
Mikey Miller. Did you expect that coming up?
No, we didn't. We didn't, but we did think we could have a big strong team this year, and I thought we did look at that in other boxing, even defending the long throws and the stuff they threw at us in the last five. So that was the reason of picking that kind of team with not having a natural 10, which probably left Bruce a wee bit isolated at times. But there was a lot of decent stuff, but the second half it got a bit ragged, and especially when he went down to 10, we didn't switch it clear enough, and we didn't get forward and capitalise on that. But I'll need to reflect back on it because I was just a bit annoyed at the not passing the ball and not moving the ball quickly and maybe getting caught in the middle of the park at times. But I'm sure when I watch it back, there'll be more positives to come out of it.
Now, one other player we want to mention today is keeper Sanzano. Some fantastic saves, and the one in the last minute must have had you applauding as well.
It's big saves that we had off Doohan, and you take that risk. We go with a young goalie. We brought Val up and had a look at him, and with the recruitment, we had put 4 or 5 on the short list. So when we seen Val, we're like, no, this is the boy who looks the part. And I think his athleticism came through the day. The way he gets across the goal and gets to things. And one of the saves, the way he scoops it with his hand over the bar, he doesn't just parry it out. It was really, really good. So for a young keeper, he stepped up and he's made the saves when we need him to make them. So positive.
He's also been very good at finding players and setting up attacks. Some of his long kicks directly to players over the last 2 games
Yeah,
have been exceptional.
I think Bruce today, wasn't it? It was Bruce's one. Bruce pulled it out there and it just goes by the post. So if you've got that in your locker, it's great, especially with the kind of forward thinking players we've got and the forward thinking players we've got to come back. They're on the front foot, and if Phil can start early attacks, then you're delighted with that.
You mentioned Bruce Anderson there, ran a lot around, got a lot of energy into that game. No, didn't get much out of it, but we were all a bit concerned when we saw him coming off. Is it anything nasty, or is it just cramp?
No, it's cramped. It's Bruce's. To be honest, Bruce's had a crazy 10 days. He's been down here, back up the road to get his stuff. Then get pulled away for us again before Hamilton game away with Scotland to San Marino. Sits on the bench, doesn't go in the park when they're 6-0, 7-0 up, and then he's come back to here and had to get settled into an apartment. So he has had a bit of a crazy week to 10 days. So I think he felt the effects. He said he didn't feel right at all today, and he'd said that before the game. He was feeling a wee bit sluggish. But we've got a fresh week now, and we've got a good player there that will score goals. I don't think the shape got the best out of probably Bruce because there's nobody that close to him. But I thought the shape made us solid and dogged today, and we got the job done.
The question that we will be asking at the match is how did you feel about Luke McCown getting himself sent off?
I feel frustrated. I'll let you see it back, see what he done. I don't know if he's pushed or kicked or whatever. The boy does go through the back of him when the ball's at the park. That's what I seen. I reacted to that. Then I couldn't believe the way Luke's reacted. Obviously, it's at that stage at 2-1 down, it can be crucial and it could kill the team. But I'll watch it back and see what he's done. It's a second year card regardless, and he's going off, and it's going to be a hard one because he's going to be at the team and we're going to miss him. But the same thing happened last year and it killed Luke's season because he was probably the best player in the league at the time, and he missed about 7 or 8 weeks of football. And after working so hard for 9 weeks of the pre-season, you probably would agree that he's been outstanding. His defensive play has been great, and he's been on the front foot looking excellent. So to waste it with something like that's just silly.
Now, you're talking about, you've been saying to us in interviews before about the small pool. that puts a wee bit of stress on it. Also, you mentioned earlier, like Tom Ocean, he's out just now. Dario, what's the position with these two players?
Well, we said on Tuesday night I would find out about. Also, it is a hamstring and he'll be out for probably the next 3 games. Dario's not that case. Dario's more, do we risk it and lose him as well, or do we miss one game and think we've got enough bodies and enough quality to get through the day and manage into normal flowing weeks that we can manage these players. So that's the situation we're in. But I'm hopeful that we can do some business this week to make that a bit easier on the squad. And to be fair on the lads, every one of them that have played today have done some shift over the last 3 weeks. I know people say that's what you're paid to do, but it's hard being off for so long and come in and just keep churning at the result or the performance. And the day I thought that showed, we were a bit tired. Same with me, Paddy Redding's been away for the squad for nearly 20 days or something like that, and he's played a game but not done much else, sat a bit hotel room in isolation. So there's been a lot of questions boys have had to answer, and we've done that today, and we'll get into a normal week and just finish on a positive that we went away with 3 points today, and it's not easy to do that.